Sometimes it's just great to, for once, get good news regarding Destiny. It's just amazing when you finally get those. After years of constant torment, constant disappointment, and then now, finally, we get some level of redemption with it. And, I may be late to the party with this video, but, too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking about how Bungie has now officially left Activision and is going to be a self-publishing IP from now on. And all I can say, and not only that, but now they have the personal rights to Destiny 1, 2, and making the future Destiny. So now it's under their complete control, and all I can say is, yes, 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 yes. Literally, that's it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you later. Bye. I'm just kidding. Okay. In all seriousness, what do I think about this? Well, it's really freaking good. It's nice. It's nice that finally that Bungie's no longer going to be constrained under Activision's such lazy and greedy practices. And, can finally maybe, just maybe, make Destiny good again. And I think that's the main thing. This news is really good for Destiny. It's really good for Bungie. And I'd say for the industry as a whole, it's a really good thing. Now, I will say it's definitely not good for Activision. Basically, Bungie decided to peace out. Apparently, they both agreed upon Bungie splitting up. That would be in the interest of both companies. I don't really see how that's the case, but someone feel free to enlighten me. But main thing is Bungie's now out of Activision. So how is this good for Destiny? Well, simple. Again, Bungie can finally exercise the creative freedom that they want. At this point, if they become their own self-publisher, the only outside force they'll have to appeal to other than their customers is just any shareholders they get to help with their game. And, at that point, it's like, that's just how games are. That's not really new. But I mean, at least now Bungie can exercise their creative freedom more, at least better than Activision. Is it going to be 100%? Who knows? Probably not, but, it's better. And that's the good news. Another thing this does good is it finally breaks that rift between Bungie and the community. Like I said, it's been clear and evident that Bungie has tried to listen to the community on this, and it's like, great. Like, I'm just gonna state, I did buy Forsaken and I really like the DLC, and I think Forsaken is a good representation of where Destiny can head when taken in the right direction. And I think Forsaken reflects that well, because I think it's a pretty dang good DLC. Like, yeah, is it going to inherit some of the problems that Destiny 2 has in general? Yeah, unfortunately, because, there's not much you can do to change the base game at that point. But I mean, for what it is, it did a really freaking good job. It added in a buttload of content. Honestly, it felt like Taken King and Rise of Iron had a little baby, and that's pretty much Forsaken. Like, it has all the content freshness that Taken King had, with a lot of the nice gameplay tunes that Rise of Iron had. And it's like, it overall, in my opinion, makes Destiny a much better product. And it's interesting to mention this because I don't really think I've been talking about Destiny 2 really that much ever since I was really anti-Destiny 2 with the marketing. And that's only because I kind of knew what I was going into if I reviewed the game. It's like, at one moment I would fairly like it, another I would hate it, then I would like it again, then I'd hate it again. But, with Forsaken, it was pretty darn good. And now with this news, it kind of, in my opinion, it looks like that, things might just be getting better from here. And if that's the case, then that'll bring a great deal of satisfaction to me. Now, how is this bad for Activision? Well, The answer is really quite simple. With this, Activision no longer has Bungie or Destiny as an IP to rely on for development. You know, that's the thing. It's like Destiny, despite how it is critically, it's like, you know, Destiny did make a lot of money. And even with Destiny 2, it's like as much as Destiny 2 made much less than Activision wanted, it was still a buttload of money, especially when it complemented, you know, the release of a Call of Duty game. Because a Call of Duty game would always release the same year. So it's like, you know, it was always a good complement to that. And it really helped them. But now with that, it's no longer an option. They can no longer rely on Destiny, which means really the only OG IP they really have left is Call of Duty at this point, which in my opinion is going to do damage to the Call of Duty series if not checked over. Because at the end of the day, Activision's not just, you know, it's not like Activision's just gonna go, oh well, you know, we're losing out on a lot of potential money. No, they're gonna find a way to try to make up for it. And main way they're gonna do that is, you know, finding ways to get Call of Duty to make more money, and by make money, probably introduce more greedy business practices. Now, could I be completely wrong about that? Yeah, maybe, and I hope I'm wrong. But, you know, expectation versus reality, you know? I can't be optimistic about, you know, what Activision will and won't do when enough evidence has clearly shown they're willing to practically do almost anything to get an extra buck in the wallet, you know? So it's like, at that point, there's not much Call of Duty can really do to stop that, unless, you know, there's good communication, unless there's an actual sign of change, and maybe there is. Maybe this decision can help set the foundation for change in the industry, you know, because it's clear and evident that a lot of games aren't making money through these greedy business practices. Bethesda is a good example of this. EA is a definite good example of this. And even with Activision, as much as, you know, as much as their money's pretty good, it's still at this downward decline, and nothing's really been undone by it. So it's like, with that in mind, who knows? Maybe they're finally seeing that, you know, this isn't going to work. And I would be greatly happy if that was the case, because, well, you know, obvious reasons. It means a better change for the industry. But overall, this is, like, really good news, though, you know? Like, unfortunately, I do apologize that there isn't much to talk about with this. It's just, yeah, I just want to express this is really good news. This is really good for the potential of Destiny, because who knows, maybe with Bungie's finally having the creative freedom, maybe with Destiny 3, they can finally give us the Destiny game we originally were promised. Like, you know, the idea where the classes actually are distinct, where the open worlds are full of life and actual interactivity, where there's a buttload of content where you never run out of stuff to do. And, you know, of course, at the end of the day, a couple of other stuff, like, you know, having a worthwhile single-player campaign, good AI, all that sort of stuff. You know, basically anything that was a problem with Destiny 1 and 2 at launch. And, you know, I think with this in mind, they can also make a lot of good gameplay reforms with Destiny 3 now, since that's no longer a constraint. Because I think they need to. I think they really do need to make a lot of gameplay changes to try to keep the gameplay in a really fresh manner. Because I'm not gonna lie, Destiny's core gameplay, it's really good, but a lot of its limitations really do hold it back. For example, the weapon slots, the enemy variety as far as their lack of personality, their really dumb AI, a lack of characterization. You know, I want to know these factions on a personal note, how they interact with each other, how they interact with the enemy, how they do a bunch of stuff. Like, really, the only glimpse we've really gotten into this aside from minor bits of the Hive, through both Taken King and Warmind and Dark Below, is really just the Cabal with Destiny 2's base campaign. And it's like, you know, it was a good direction, but I think they could have definitely gone further with it. And, you know, originally I understood this was a huge constraint on Bungie and Activision's, well, Bungie was constrained to buy Activision. But yeah, I understood that it was a constraint, it was an issue that Bungie apparently just couldn't do much about, because Activision was trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator. But the thing is, at this point though, is that, you know, the only people playing Destiny are Destiny fans. Like, that's the thing. It's like, it's not really casual players anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Destiny needs to go the route of these full-on MMOs to the point where everything's over complex and all that type of stuff. Heck, I don't even think I would want that, considering, you know, it's like I kind of enjoy games a little bit for simplicity. Like, I enjoy, you know, it's kind of a highlight what I always said with the Halo series, is that, like the original Halo trilogy, was that their gameplay at its core was very simplistic, but it had so many sandbox and variety of options that, you know, it really gave a nice learning curve and skill gap. And it's like, hopefully Destiny might be able to accomplish a similar feat. Maybe, just maybe. But overall, guys, I just want to state, yeah, this is really good news. This is a great route that the Destiny series will now be going in. I'm really hoping Bungie, oh my gosh, I can't speak. I really do hope Bungie the best of luck, that they will succeed within Destiny 3 and hopefully achieve everything they want to with it. So, yeah, with that in mind, that's really about it. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I know it wasn't about overly much, but I just wanted to highlight my opinion of this good news and just how it's good for the series as a whole, and how this can overall do a really good impact to the overall industry. However, perhaps do a negative effect on Call of Duty if it's not, you know, addressed. So, hopefully everything will go in a good route. Hopefully the gaming industry will finally go back on track to where it needs to go. So, yeah, that's really about it. Obviously, due to the making of this video, my review on Battlefield 5 will be delayed. I'm gonna be trying to, you know, I don't know. I don't know whether I want to launch Battlefield 5's review in a more simplistic edit, just to get it out faster, or if I should take a lot of time to edit the video and get a lot of stuff out. Like, if you guys can recommend which route I should go, please do so, as I'm really fine either way. You know, if you want me to really amp up the quality for the review, you know, feel free. Otherwise, you know, maybe I'll just do a mini montage of gameplay. Like, you know, if I talk about campaign, I'll just show a simple campaign gameplay. If I talk about multiplayer, I'll talk about multiplayer gameplay, and, you know, just really just get into that. Also, I would like to heavily credit, let me check the name of the guy. Let me see here. I would like to really credit Tedra Ninja for the gameplay. I'll probably put a link to his channel in the description below. But yeah, guys, with that in mind, that's really about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. If you didn't like the video, you know, you can dislike if you want, but if you do so, just, you know, maybe just leave a comment and let me know what I can do to get better with my future videos. So, yeah, guys, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until I see you in the next video, which will be scheduled to either be the Battlefield 5 review, or perhaps something on Halo, since it's been a while since I've talked about that. So, one of those two. Until then, I will see you in the next video. This is King Orange, and I will see you next time. Peace out.